Hi, it's us again. We're back.
On Edovox.
That's right. Do you want to tell them what we're going to do today?
We are going to show my father's favorite 11 records from 2011, which, by the way, I turned 11 in.
She did. She turned 11 in 2011, and we're going to show 11 of our favorite records from 2011. I know we're a little bit behind, but that's just the story of my life anyway. Yeah, so favorite 11 of 2011. This was really hard to narrow down. At least for me, it was really hard to narrow down because I listened to a lot of music. So I eliminated anything that was a reissue, right? Any kind of older recording that was a reissue, that wasn't in the running. I just had to find a way to narrow it down. A lot of music that I heard this year that was not brand new, not released in 2011, and even then it was still hard to narrow it down to 11 things. So anyway, these are the 11. I picked something, or we've picked something that were many of them family favorites, right? Many of them are things that you got into as well as me and mom and that sort of thing. So anyway, start off with 50 Words for Snow from Kate Bush.
Snowflake.
I actually have a full-fledged video that I want to do on this album, so I won't go into great detail. I actually have recorded a video just about this album, but I haven't put it up yet, so don't eat Kate Bush. No eating the album. Anyway, this one and the next one are actually fairly recent. They've sort of they didn't arrive until November, I think. And so fairly recent albums, and they became favorites pretty quickly. The next one also arrived sometime late in the year and has become a favorite. It's the new Tom Waits album. This one's not a gatefold, but it does come with a really nice book. That's Tom Waits right there. Isn't he a handsome devil?
Devil?
Anyway, so a nice book with lyrics and all that kind of stuff.
Chicago.
Tom Waits is your mom's favorite singer, isn't he?
I doubt it. I don't really know, but I doubt it.
It isn't. Not at all.
One of my favorites is Bright Eyes, The People's Key.
Hold up. A lot of people have this on vinyl, and we don't have it on vinyl yet. But Emma's been really into this.
It's a shell game.
Yeah, actually the whole family's been into this. We listened to this a lot on our trip to California, didn't we? We took a drive to California this year, and that was one of the bits of soundtrack that we had. Great album. All three of us enjoyed this, right? All right. This is an artist named King Creosote. His actual name is Kenny Anderson, I think, and he did this album called Diamond Mind with John Hopkins, who's primarily an electronic artist, but John Hopkins and Kenny Anderson collaborated on this album called Diamond Mind. Very sparse album, very sort of laid back. It's meant to evoke life in a coastal Scottish town, and it does so quite well, as a matter of fact. This is definitely a sleeper album, and I don't mean that to say like it's boring or anything like that. It's definitely one of those albums that grows on you, and after a while you realize that it's all you've been listening to. So you haven't listened too much to this album with me, but there is another King Creosote album that you've liked quite a bit, and one song in particular. This also came out this year, but this doesn't really count as our thing. We're just kind of going off on a King Creosote tangent here. This is King Creosote's Thrawn, and it's a compilation of various different things that
You've no clue, do you?
he's done on
no
other albums
clue,
and singles
do
and so on and so forth.
you? No clue, do you?
And if you can't tell, that's her favorite song. Elbow, band Elbow. These guys can do no wrong. I've been following these guys since their very first album in 2001. And I just love everything they do. And they just keep getting better with each album. So this one is called Build a Rocket Boys. And
The birds.
and it's a fantastic album. This is 45 RPM. It's a double album, 200 gram, 45 RPM. Sounds absolutely fantastic. And you have gotten into, you and your mom actually have gotten into Elbow, but not with this album, with their previous album, which is called The Seldom Seen Kid. And I don't yet own that one on vinyl, but I've been searching for it. I should have picked it up when it first came out. So another favorite of the whole family was...
Adele 21.
Yes. And Emma has been blasting this stuff out, top of her lungs, all around the house. She's listened to that CD she's listened to this CD to go to sleep at night, and just really, really loves it. Both her and her mom really adore this album. I've gotten into it. I really like it quite a bit, but not nearly as much as you guys do. So, and it's been kind of cool. She's got a hell of a voice, if you don't know this album or not.
She just had a vocal cord hemorrhage.
Did she? Probably from singing as strongly as she does. Yeah.
Rolling in! No. Kidding.
While we're on the subject of CDs, another one that I don't have on vinyl yet, this is Ritual Union from Little Dragon.
Ritual.
Favorite album of mine this year. You've probably heard it. You've probably heard me playing it, but you haven't, gotten into it necessarily. But I think that's a fabulous album. And one album that has been a favorite of ours all year long. It came out very early in the year, and it continues to be a favorite. We held it up in a video that we did a long time ago, 12 months ago or so, and it's still a favorite. We still enjoy this record quite a bit today. It's The King is Dead from the Decemberists, a Portland band.
Ghost horse.
And let me get this thing open. There we go. So this is for the Decemberists. This is a very rootsy album. They've gotten some people on board, Peter Buck from REM and Gillian Welch and David Rawlings and that sort of thing, and worked with them. You can sort of tell from the picture on here that it's going to be a very rootsy affair. One of the things that they did this year that I found kind of interesting, this album is called The King is Dead, and again it came out January of this year, and recently, maybe October or November, they came out with a little addendum to this, which is called Long Live the King. So a little 10-inch EP, 6 songs on there.
And just like the front of the other album, there's trees.
Yeah, I think we get, it's not a gatefold or anything like that, but I think we get nice little hard cardboard inner sleeve there for the 10-inch.
And, the cover of the other album had the spirally thing too.
That's right, that's right. So, The King is Dead, and Long Live the King. I can't say that this has been one of our favorites of 2011, but it is kind of a neat little compendium to The King is Dead. This album right here, do you know who this is? Do you recognize that cover?
Peter Gabriel?
Peter Gabriel, right. This is Peter Gabriel's New Blood, and this is the album that he did with his New Blood Orchestra and toured for this album. This album, the vinyl itself is a double vinyl, and it came out late last year, and then it got postponed, and I was getting tired of waiting, so I actually picked up the CD, which was kind of a good deal. It was $10 for the CD, and the entire album is on one disc, and then on a second disc you get the instrumental versions of everything that's on that entire album. But anyway, the vinyl finally did get released, and it finally did show up at my door, and so that's that. It came with a neat little 7-inch. That is the 7-inch for Salisbury Hill, with
Blood cells!
cool little blood cells all over it.
I thought they were vegetables.
They do kind of look vegetably. Vegetably? Is that a word? Vegetably?
Maybe we have vegetables inside ourselves instead of blood cells.
That's right. I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I saw Peter Gabriel on this tour in Milwaukee. Fabulous job. Really did a great job with that, and I really liked it a lot. Are you making faces over there?
No. I was pointing to my eyes. You saw.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what happened.
This one. Again, this one, I'd like to say that I should just get this on vinyl, but it unfortunately is not available on vinyl. This is Admiral Fallow with Boots Met My Face.
Boots met my face.
And do you remember this one? This is the one with Dead Against Smoking and Squealing Pigs and...
Squealing pigs,
Remember these songs? Old Balloons, Four Bulbs? Remember that? We've listened to that quite a bit in the car. So this came out early in the year, but this is an absolutely fabulous album. And to my knowledge, not only is it not released on vinyl, but I don't think the CD has been released in the States. So this was an import buy for me. A friend of mine turned me on to it. Thank you, sir. Anyway, one of my favorite albums of the year, still to this day. I mean, just like the Decemberists album, we've been listening to it. I've been listening to it pretty much year round. All right, the last one. Drum roll, please. Yes. This is, do you want to tell them who it is?
Amon Tobin.
It's Amon Tobin
Not that I've
and
been
his
listening to it that
ISAM
much.
album. You haven't been listening to it that much, but do you remember when we saw the video clips for the show? Remember how badly you wanted to go to that? Yeah, I'm sorry. She wasn't able to go in the end, but he absolutely put on a fabulous show. This is an electronic artist. Did a fabulous show in Chicago. Some of the other artwork that's on the album. It's not a gatefold, but it's a double album with a variety of different kind of cool artwork on there. And this is a 12-inch for one of the songs on there with some remixes. But anyway, if I had to state an artist of the year, it would definitely be Amon Tobin.
For him.
For me, right. Well, who would you state as your album or artist of the year? What would be your favorite album of the entire year?
Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes? Okay, cool. So her favorite album of the year, Bright Eyes, The People's Key. And maybe we should get that on vinyl sometime. Because you don't listen to vinyl as much as you listen to CDs.
Right, it'd be cool.
It'd be cool to have, yeah. Did you ever see, some of the people have shown the vinyl version of that, apparently the cover with all the flames, it's over there, but the cover with all the flames is, you open it up and it's sort of, you get like one piece opens up and there's flames cut out, and then another piece. It's pretty cool. So maybe we'll have to find that. So Emma's album of the year, Bright Eyes, The People's Key. My album of the year, Amon Tobin's ISAM. And, but that's all for us. We are done.
Done.
Cut.
No, not like this.
Is that how you do it? You just hit your nose. All right, folks. See you later. Thank you.
Bye.